presented with the Industrial Cadets Challenge by our school, and we decided to take on the challenge. So we assembled a team of talented individuals, and the first thing we did was talk to our mentors. So they suggested an idea for us, which was design an eco-friendly building. So we thought we'd take full advantage of their scientific knowledge. So we used this idea, and we're all very passionate about climate change. You know, we wanted to look into it and see how new technology can combat these problems. So if we go to the next slide here. Research is the key in the first one we did in our design process, which we had our researchers. You know, they worked extensive hours for comprehensive information. It's a very key part, so we have to do a lot of that. Now we have the design and planning. So if our head of designing can come over here, talk to us a bit about the model.
Yeah, so first we started off with a basic design, which was like this basically. And our model engineers told us about a rain collector system. So I decided to put that on the building first, just as our main idea. Then I built the building around that. Then we came up with this second idea for little other buildings, and then our main idea was to have loads of these little buildings surrounded by a big main building, and it would be a multi-purpose building.
Alright, so we need to do some experiments to back up and prove our information. So what we did is we did a thermal insulation one to see out of 3 materials what would be the best insulator. So we used some new technology here. It kind of drew up a table and a graph. So we got some, and we could compare these results to see which one was the best. There's another set of data here to get a wider variety of them. Okay, now we've got the final model, which was a group effort in the school's D&D department.
So we're going to show you the final model now, which is just being brought over. So with the model, we used trial and improvement to find different ideas. We started off trying to make the model out of foam board, but we decided to go with this plywood, which we used from our amazing sources in DT. We used the laser cutter. You can see here we've got our solar panels at the front, which is a source of electricity. Down here we've got our allotment, which so people can be self-sufficient and grow their own vegetables and all kinds of things. We've also got vertical farming, which we have a larger model of, which Katie here, who's the other designer, can help explain.
So, while we don't have any plants in here at the moment, the idea is once you have it, you can save space by farming and helping yourselves be more self-sufficient. So you would plant on a much larger scale with plants in here, and then excess water would drip into the other plants going down, so you don't waste any water, into a collection at the bottom, which could then be reused over and over and over again until you don't have any water left, which you would just use some more from. And it was an ecological way to help provide food for your family.
And here's an inside look of the model. So we decided for it to be on 3 stories, which we've got 3 layers here.
So the top layer is accommodation, so you would have lots of rooms and for the workers. And then the second layer, which you can sort of see here, is going to be a work area for the people living in the accommodation to work. And then at the bottom would be for the public and for the people who live and work in this area. They could do their food shopping, buy their clothes, everything they needed. And the idea behind this was to create a way that meant people didn't really need to travel for work and shops and home. It was all together to help reduce carbon emissions.
Yeah. And just a final touch, we've got, for insulation, we've got triple glazed windows here, which really help. And the bricks, they are made out of recycled plastic, and especially in harsh weather,
in hurricanes they can be easily rebuilt
Yeah.
from
So
if they've like collapsed and fallen down.
And yeah, that is our final model. Thank you very much
So-
for listening.
So, like, over to our research team now, we have Millie and Sikandar, who are head of looking at statistics for our model.
Yeah.
Wake up. Hey.
Okay, yeah, so when it came to the, for our research, we kind of looked through various sources, just as like the internet, and some various books as well that we had at home, and as well as the knowledge that we used from our various classes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So first we looked at example sustainable buildings, such as like Green Hotel in Dorset, and then just several other buildings in cities, because that's where we wanted to place it most.
Yeah, we kind of like used examples from that, and and as well as with practical as well, we kind of used that to,
Back up our ideas.
yeah, with scientific evidence.